How you doing, guys? I'm Dave. I'm an exercise specialist here at the National Training Center. I'm going to show you guys the hip thrust, which is one of my favorite exercises for the glutes. Everybody I know is trying to work on their booty, so it's one that's gotten a lot of popularity recently. So I wanted to show you how to do this properly. So you don't need anything fancy. You just need any sort of a bench or a couch or a bed, something that's sort of firm that'll give you a little bit of support. But when we do this exercise, we sit in front of that bench. Essentially, you want it to be at a height so that it meets your back right where your shoulder blades end at the bottom. So essentially your elbows are going to go onto that couch or that bench, whatever you have. Feet are going to be hip width apart. And all we're going to do is hinge from those hips, come up to a tabletop position, squeeze those glutes, and then drop back down. Now I see a lot of people do this, and they shoot their hips way up and they use their back muscles instead of using their glutes. So one thing I always tell people is you should get to the top. You want to do a posterior tilt. So you're trying to tuck your pelvis under, and you should feel your glutes squeeze a lot tighter. I'm also not trying to drive my elbows down into this bench or into this bed or whatever you have. I want to make sure that I'm actually using my back as that pivot point. These are really just keeping me here so that I don't fall off or I don't push too hard back into that. It isn't good to do that. So again, come up, do that posterior tilt, squeeze your glutes for all you're worth. When you come back down, let your chest all the way back down as well. Instead of staying up here and just dropping your hips down and then coming back up, you want to hinge at the hip rather than at the spine, and then come back up and do that posterior tilt. Another way to do that is to get a good exhale. Hold it for a second, come back down, and back up. If that's too easy for you, you can start to do single legs. So you can have one leg straight, one leg bent, and do it that way. But that's the hip thrust.